Lesson 93 is on comparative graphs. A comparative graph can be used to display two or more sets of related data. On this problem, we have the average daily high temperatures in January and July for 5 cities is displayed in this comparative vertical bar graph below. So the first question says, in which city was the average July high temperature the highest? So I'm going to look and see which bar is the highest. And that's going to be this first city, which is Rome. So the first answer will be Rome, Italy, because it looks like it's about 90 degrees. The next question asks, in which city was the average high temperature the lowest? So looking again at the high temperature in January this time. And we're looking for the lowest. So looking at the lowest, it looks like Paris is the lowest number for January. So it's going to be Paris, France, because it's about 40 degrees. Hey, the next one says, in which city has the smallest range between temperatures? Do you know why? So the range is going to be the highest number minus the lowest number. Okay, so for Rome, it would be 80 minus 42. Okay, that's for Rome, which equals 38. Okay, for Venezuela, it looks like it is about 78 minus 70, so that's going to be 8 degrees difference for Venezuela. For Australia, it looks like it's 80 minus 60, so like 20 degrees. Okay. And we can see that between the the high and the low for each month, you can see that the further the distance between is going to have the biggest number. So like Rome was 38, while Venezuela was only 8 degrees. Okay, so the smallest range is going to be Venezuela Caracas, because it has the smallest difference between the two bar graphs. The last question says, for which city is the average January high temperature greater than the average July high temperature? Do you know why? So if we look, in Sydney, Australia, it's warmer in January than it is in July. In Sydney, Australia. And if you didn't know, it's because Australia is warmer in January because it is south of the equator. And in January is summer south of the equator. Okay. On this next graph, we can use a double line graph to show how two or more things change in relation to one another. For example, the double line graph below shows the change in population of the cities of Austin and Pittsburgh from 1950 to 2000. And then the legend over here tells us which line belongs to which. So if you look, the population of Austin goes up, while the population of Pittsburgh goes down for those years. So ask, what was Austin's population in 1970? So we look at 1970 and we find the dot, and it's about halfway between 200,000 and 300,000. So the halfway mark would be about 250,000 people. On B, it says, how much did Pittsburgh's population decrease between 1950 and 2000? So we look at 1950, and Pittsburgh was up at 700,000, and it drops to 2000, it drops down to about 450,000. Okay, so if I subtract those two amounts, 350,000, excuse me. So if I subtract those two amounts, I end up with a difference of 350,000 people. Hey, and that's it for your lesson. Good luck on your homework.